10 o'clock, call Sawyer County Administrative Committee meeting to order. Ask clerk to call the roll, please.
Ron Kinsley.
Here.
Ron Buckholz.
Here.
Marshall Savitsky.
Here.
John Regheimer.
Here.
Stacy Hessel. You have a quorum.
Thank you. Next item is pledge allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Number 5, certification compliance open meeting laws.
This meeting was noticed to the media and public as required by section 19.84 of the Wisconsin statutes.
Thank you. Number 6 is the meeting agenda. It's set. Number 7, public comment. Ms. Zomer.
Good morning, Linda Zolmer, Edgewater property owner. I have a few items this morning for public comment. One is a request for a future agenda item. In the various committees that I've spoken to this month, and I will make comment at the zoning committee too, is I'm referencing the July 15th all hazard mitigation plan open house and how that plan includes elements that most departments have a role in. But from an administrative perspective, Sawyer County has many plans, and they're not just a check the box activity to be eligible for funds. I know I heard from somebody at Northwest Regional Planning that the purpose of the hazard mitigation plan was to be eligible for FEMA funds, but there's a lot more than that. And if you look at past plans or things that the county has said it would be doing, and whether it has or has not, I don't know. But I think that falls also under the administrator's responsibility since the county switched to the administrative form of government. And maybe if you had all the plans assembled in one place and you took a look at them, it would start to make sense and it may actually make help with decision making. And along those lines, back in 2017, the county adopted a resolution, and it was at the request of the Sawyer, of the Hayward area Visitors and Convention Bureau. And the Visitors and Convention Bureau, like the library and Nemacoggin Transit, comes to the county each year to ask for an allocation of levy funds. And the VCB said that if the county would pass this resolution and encourage towns to adopt a room tax, then the VCB would stop asking for money. So going back to the first county administrator, Tom Hoff, during one budget session, he did reduce the funding below what the VCB asked for, and it became very emotional at the county board level. And I know some of you were there and some of you weren't, but it seems like there's a double standard on supporting one organization and then questioning others. And if I look to the county not following resolutions of the past, and then also tying the hands of future boards by this resolution, I hope there's more vigorous discussion both at this committee and at the county board. Thank you.
Thank you. Is anybody online? Number 8, consider approval of the minutes of the previous meeting, which was June 11.
I'll make a motion to approve, Mr. Chairman.
And I'll second that.
Motion by Mr. Buckles, second by Mr. Zavisky to approve the minutes as presented. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of the motion?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Number 9, county clerk report. Ms. Klein.
We've been real busy with marriage licenses. That's the calendar is filling up all the time. We get a few calls a day and we put them on the calendar. It's been working great to have appointments. We do still do walk-ins if someone comes in and we can do it. But it's really nice now that they finished our office remodel. People can come in the door, sit down there at the table, lay out all their documents. It's private. It's more of a special occasion for them. So we've had really good feedback from that, and we appreciate maintenance did a good job on our office remodel. And also Mike helped design the plan for it, and we love how it's working. So that's good. Let's see, I've got all of the payments now. I did get this last one since this report. So everyone's paid for the April election, and all of the clerks have now finished their training to be providers. So it's great. I met with WEC when we had our conference, and they were really happy that Sawyer is one of the leading counties now that has all of our clerks providing their own elections, that's the goal, that's the statutory goal. So everyone's doing great. I'm still helping them with little things. They call me, they don't know where to click for something, so we're still doing that. But it's great, and they're all happy. It's a smooth transition so far. So we'll see how it goes with the August election, but so far, so good. They got their ballots, and they got everything mailed out on the deadline. And I entered our budget numbers, and we're still working on our strategic plan goals. So Laura and I have had a bunch of discussions about customer service, and we still need to make changes on the website, and we're working on that a little bit. The phone, the bulletin boards, and those kinds of things. And one last thing I wanted to mention was the public records requests have been going really smooth. It's about 1 year since we looked at the numbers last year, this time at this committee, for how many requests we had and determined that most were for the sheriff's department. Since that time, we've changed the website communications, so people are going to the proper departments for their requests, and the ones that come through me, I just hand off and track, and those are all going great. Some of those are TRH questions, or the oddball ones. We get a lot of clerk of courts by mistake, which is a whole separate email system because they're state. So anyway, that's all going great. I think it's an improvement to not have that. So other county clerks have mentioned that they got away from that kind of program also in the last year. So that's my report. I don't know if you guys have any questions for me. Okay, thank you.
Liz, I just want to compliment you on a great job that you do. You're doing an excellent job of keeping us up on what's going on, and we really appreciate that.
Thank you, Ron.
You're welcome.
I would second that. That was a good point. Thank you. Number 10, Veterans Service Department. Nicole?
Thank you for having me. Liz should have the report provided for our business in June. In June, we had 532 phone calls, 883 letters, emails, and faxes, 175 office visits, 113 of which were walk-ins. For workload perspective, you can see June of 2025, which was last year. More importantly, though, we so far, year-to-date, have submitted 107 claims and have received $499,892 for retroactive payment for our veterans, which is a significant increase from this time last year. That is mainly due to, I know Gary has talked a lot about how we've had so many secondary claims and just really development that's been added onto our claims, which has been a lot of the time that's been fed into our office. So more work for us, but more money for our veterans, and that's a good thing. To talk a little bit about what's been going on in our office, in May, we had training at our VHA. The VHA is rolling out a federal electronic health record, which is going to be a huge asset for the veterans and for anybody who's helping develop claims. So right now, you can go to a lot of private health systems and load your health records from, Mayo to Marshfield, and you can see everything, but the VA is always separate. But within the next year, you'll be able to see your VA health records within your private health records. So that's a huge change. And we've just been trying to educate our veterans on that process. At our training, we also learned about different changes that are going to be happening in clinic for our veterans. So we've been trying to educate them on that. We had our biggest coffee and conversation this meeting, which was great. We had a representative from Moments Hospice there talking about their veterans program. And we also had a representative from Franzen Bank who talked about financial scams. So that was really great for our veterans to learn about that. Yesterday, we met with Louis Traverso, who's the interim tribal veteran service officer. And we also met with representatives from the tribal community and HUD-VASH from VA to talk about homeless veteran resources. So that was very helpful and just a great connection. We've also been fostering relationships and supporting other counties. I've been working a lot with Bayfield County and their new veteran service officers and the Iron County veteran service officer. And Russ County, they had a The service officer there, her husband fell ill, so Gary's been picking up a lot of their clients and helping there. So, yeah, we've been busy. I don't know if anybody has questions for me either.
I was just
talked
gonna-
Kind of fast.
Clarify, when people see that dollar amount for the claims, that goes just directly to the veterans. It doesn't go to your office. I just wanted to clarify that in case anybody was seeing that and thinking that you guys were getting a cut of that. You do not,
Nope,
correct?
no cut of that. It's tax-free for the veterans. They don't have to claim it, and it goes directly to them. So it's a very good thing for them.
Thank you.
Thank you, Nicole.
Thanks for all you do down there.
Yeah, thank you.
Number 12, number 11, veteran tribute update.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. A couple weeks ago, I had reached out to our architect to see where we were in the process of the design. And on, I think, last Thursday, I did get a schematic of the flat work. Stacy and I met on Monday to discuss that. It's missing some things like where conduit would be needed for lighting, water shedding, a few other things. So we're going to continue to work on that to get it ready for bid. We talked about having the two different bid packages, one with a post frame construction for the wall, one with more of a block wall. The slab work is the same either way. The difference would be the post frame, the post would have to be in before the slab. So that we'll have two different packages, but I guess I'll turn over Stacy for some additional things.
Yeah, I guess I would just appeal to this committee, because when we did approve this project, it was to be a committee, and it feels like a lot of the onus has fallen, maybe that's not the right word, but has fallen on Mike and I. And so I just want to be clear moving forward, because it's felt like a little bit of a division, a little bit of trying to figure out what the right step forwards are to get this completed. So if anybody has any clarification of, or if you'd want Mike and I to work on it together and then present to you to vote, I think there just needs to be some defined, so it's not me marching forward and then having hiccups in that, and it's not Mike marching forward without the direction of the committee. So that's where I'm trying to understand what our roles are in this, and because if it fails, then it's on me and I get that. And if it succeeds, then we all get to celebrate. So I just want to make sure that we're doing the right steps forward. So if there's anything from the chair that he would like to provide, or anybody from the group, because it's supposed to be a group effort,
Mr. Buckles.
This has been on the books for a long time. I would like to get this done and over with. And I know Stacy's put a lot of work in it, and so has Mike, but we need to get this all finalized and get something going over there. Because now you gotta go over there and mow the lawn, because there's all the weeds that's growing up over there.
I'll get right on that.
Okay, but anyway, I think we need to get going on this, because it's been going on for too long now.
Would the other veterans on the county board be interested in working on this project with you, like Chuck or Mark Helwig? Is there anybody else?
They have not shown interest in working on it, so it was directed that it come to the admin committee. So we have some designs, it's just been the hiccup of like moving the process forward to make sure that we're all adhered to what the final design looks like. So that would have been great if they would have volunteered that.
Initially.
Yeah, but that wasn't discussed. It was just discussed to bring it to this committee. So if Mike and I work on it, I think we have great ideas. We both advocate for veterans. And if you will let us move forward in working on it together in any capacity, that would allow, I don't know what else to do to how to get it to move forward.
Would it be like an idea of having 2 or 3 ideas and bringing them back up to the board to vote on or look at, or is it just gonna be one idea that you guys come up with? And
So what was voted on last year was that this committee do it. So I don't know if you're asking for us to bring I don't think that would move it forward, in my opinion. I don't know if anybody else has an opinion on that, but I think that then you get we brought it to the Gary Elliott at the Veterans Service Office. It'd be more of a resource tribute combination. But I think you get into the weeds when you have, we've gotten a lot of feedback already. It hasn't just been worked on this year, it's been worked on in the past. So I'm trying to figure out how seamless to move it forward. Nobody has come forward and said, hey, I want to help with this, because it's been understood that this committee would be working it forward. There has been 2 designs that have been brought forward. It just, we need some kind of understanding of, if we can work together, just Mike and I, or if you want the whole committee to look at every single angle, and we meet more regularly than this, like how you had the building committee. I mean, granted, that was a $8 million project, not a $250,000 project, but there could be a subcommittee. I understand what you're saying, and that might be ideal. But in order to keep this going, we just need a directive, and we haven't really gotten that so far, I don't feel like. And I know that there's been some animosity that may have been projected in the last meeting that I don't want to see continue.
My suggestion is that you and Mike carry on with this Veterans Tribute, because you've been working on it from day one, and I know Mike's got involved in it. So my suggestion is you two keep working on this so we can get something resolved and put over there.
I'm pretty much echoing what Ron has been saying now and previously. It's sense that we're like 90% there. Obviously, it's got to be built, but closing in life on anything is always difficult. There's that, and I think adding more committees, more people, more ideas is going to slow things down. I think everything I see, I'm like, oh, that looks great. I see, no, that's great. Personally, I'm like, I think whatever you come up with is going to be fine. I think the fastest thing is for Mike, and Stacy has a passion for it, to continue on it, and then let's just make her happen.
And I don't see the speed, I want it done well. So I think, having it done well and having it done timely can be accomplished. I think as long as we're able to work together. And so if you will give your blessing for us to move forward and meet, and if Mike doesn't mind meeting with me, then that I should have probably asked you, are you okay with meeting me?
That'll be fine.
Just to bring Marshall up to speed, when we started this, the administrative committee is acting as it was said to move this project forward. We're not going to go to an ad hoc committee. Some of the local veterans that are sit on our board have communicated with me. I've shared information that we have presently, and they seem to be okay with that. Asking them as far as moving forward with them, we have not done that because it is at this committee's level. Maybe some point in the future that might be possible, but I don't see that now. I think that everything you do as moving forward with project, and you still bring it, we're going to have it on the agenda each month here until it's finished, and you need to keep the committee abreast of what's going on. And if there's decisions to be made, we can make them decisions together, or if there's small stuff, when you fall back on the building project, I sat in that committee, and I made a lot of decisions that we just moved forward with, and then I just brought abreast the rest of the county board of what we did. So, we have a little history.
I guess my only suggestion was that in the future, we have discussion and possible action within the title moving forward.
Instead of an update.
Yes.
Great.
Yep.
And then will you please let me know what works for your schedule to meet, and we can break down the duties or something of that nature. Okay, great, thank you.
Take care of that for now. No, we'll move to number 12, informational technology. Mr. Quincy, please.
Good morning. So in the month of June, we completed about 60 requests from most of our departments. That averages to roughly 3 per day. And like everything we do, it's all pretty much back office, hidden from the public, which is probably what we want anyway. And so that's the bulk of our work. A few other things we've been working on here are Novus permits and a tourist rooming house, working with our TRH inspectors on doing that, so that's going well. Just a few more tweaks on that system as they finalize their payment cycle. You're dealing with some late fees, so we're working with the fiscal area and human services too. We've got a number of surveillance cameras that need to be installed or replaced, so we'll be working on that probably in the end of July and August. And that's my report.
Can you give us an update on the phone system, please?
The phone system?
I think you sent out an email a while back that would be updating soon.
Oh, sure. Yeah, that's planned for 2027. The system we have in place is about 8-9 years old. We'd like to keep it running as long as possible, and we possibly could, but the longer we go, there's no support from the vendors. So unfortunately, we're kind of forced into updates. So by next year, we'd like to do the next upgrade using the same vendor, Mitel. And so I've submitted that as a capital improvement request for the 2027 budget. So that would basically replace the entire phone system. It offers some more capability. It's the type of system where the employees can actually bring the handset to their house and just plug it into their internet and receive calls. Or it can integrate better with their own mobile phones. So there'll be some improvements with it too. But it'll be a significant expense, and that'll come up when we go through budgeting and looking at capital improvement projects.
Thank you. Anybody else have any questions? Thanks for all you do over
Thanks,
there.
Mike.
Welcome.
Number 13, Human Resource Report. Ms. Lily.
Good morning. I'm feeling sad because I did not get the plaid memo. I would have worn plaid.
You're the second person to say that today. I didn't get it either, don't worry.
Well,
We didn't get calls.
no, I didn't either, Ron. Yeah. Have my report. About the only thing to update is I do have an offer out for our children's long-term support services position. We interviewed for that. And we've scheduled interviews for our GIS technician. That'll be next week. Unfortunately, we did get notified yesterday that our employee in the clerk of court's office who's on maternity leave will not be returning. So we are very short in that office. So I'm gonna help them out because Marge has some travel planned. A couple of our other people have had some travel planned. So I'm gonna go help out as much as I can.
Thank you for
And
that.
we'll get through it.
Anybody else have any questions for her?
No, I just want to, on Rose's comment there on clerk of courts there, that was brought up at our public safety meeting, and Mr. Markram is going to look into that with the clerk. You got anywhere with that, Mike? No.
We have hired a criminal court. We have hired, but she's not going to start until July 27th. And I have reached out to a couple of applicants that interviewed with us, but we didn't offer.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, they are not available to help, which is why I'm going to go help.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Yep.
Number 14, Sawyer County, you might want to stay here for a minute, please. Number 14, Sawyer County Administrator Report Update.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. A couple things here on the economic development front. I'm working with Brian Prisler, the new Executive Director for the Sawyer County Economic Development Corporation. Our Opportunity Zone is coming due. It was good for 10 years. We have to reapply. It would now be indefinite if we are awarded it. It's really helping for investment in rural and other poor or low-income communities. So we really want to take a look at this. I'm meeting with Brian on Monday to file the application. The city of Hayward is included, and then 2 tracks in LCO, which they're going to handle themselves. And then also there is a little portion of the town of Hayward, I believe, that is also eligible. A few things about it. It encourages investment in, like I said, targeted communities through federal money that are rural, urban, low income. So it's, very good thing. It was introduced in the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act of 2017. As I mentioned, in 2027, through the One Big Beautiful Bill, it became permanent. There's no minimum investment, so people can invest whatever they want. The capital gains, the first 5 years are deferred. If they keep the investment for 10 years, it becomes permanently federal tax exempt. So there is a big incentive for it. The governor can nominate 25% of eligible tracts for this program every 10 years and now in perpetuity. It really emphasizes rural and deeply distressed communities. Sawyer County is regularly one of the lowest 5 incomes per capita in the state, so we're right there. This time around, it's targeting income eligibility thresholds a little more. There's increased accountability, reporting, and transparency, and they're looking at a stronger alignment between investment activity and the local economic outcomes, including job creation and business growth. As I mentioned, we have been part of this for the last 10 years. I don't have any data on how much impact we've had. I think maybe that's one of the reasons they're looking to have a little more reporting to this round, but I think it would be a very good thing for our area. Anytime we can have investment here that creates jobs is good for the local economy. Any questions?
Do you need letters of support from the municipalities that this would cover?
I would think that would help. Like I said, Brian and I are meeting Monday. That's when we're going through the application to see what it will entail. We don't have a lot of turnaround time. I think it's due the end of the month. Yep.
It's due the end of July, and it's been put out we got it in our county our county board newsletter, and then it's been being put out in a lot of avenues. So I think a lot of people are going to try to apply for it. So it'd be great if you need letters of support.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, we should know Monday what we need, and then we'll reach out right away because we'll only have a couple weeks then to submit. So just wanted to update you on that. I will be speaking at the Towns Association meeting on the 27th, so I'm looking forward to that. I'll just kind of give an update of where we're at in the county and what we're doing and see how that goes. The radio network, the upgrade we're doing there, work is underway at Meadowbrook. That just went through zoning. That was the last hurdle about 2 weeks ago tomorrow. So we're looking at getting the electrical brought in for that and doing the construction. Luckily, GenCom, since it passed all the other committees and the board the month before, GenCom was doing the background work that can take 2 or 3 months to get through all the permits and everything ahead of time, assuming it would go through. So we don't have a backlog there. The hope is to get this done by the end of the year so that it can be part of the live network. And then at CJCC yesterday, Becky just submitted, actually yesterday, just under $740,000 grant for rural communities opioid response grant that would help our deflection program. We were getting other funding for deflection that expired this last year, and there has not been a replacement for that, so this would be huge for the program. I think I mentioned at our county board meeting that deflection is really starting to have an impact on recidivism. It's one of the hard words for me to say in Sawyer County. So we really want to keep the program going. This funding would go a long ways toward that. We're kind of going on a shoestring budget right now through grants and private donations. So there is not county money involved, but this would help a lot. And then lastly, after a lot of talks with my family for the last few months and discussions with Mr. Kinsley, I am going to retire at the end of the year. I've still got my mom after losing my dad a couple years ago. I had in my heart I want to retire. Well, I still got my mom. I've got 4 grandkids. My kids are here. My wife's been retired for 8 years. It's just time for me. I'm very appreciative of my time in Sawyer County, not just as administrator, but as director of finance as well. I've really enjoyed it. I've enjoyed the work, enjoyed the people. It's a great board, top to bottom. All of them are wonderful. Staff is great. Gonna miss it, but it just is, it's taken me a lot of time to get here, crunching numbers, and it's just time for me. So I wanted to give that update. I'm going to work very hard until my last day here, work on a smooth transition, and get all the stuff done that we're working on, including the Veterans Tribute.
I'm just all bummed out that we never got to see how much gray hair you got. Since you've been doing that.
Well, this was getting really gray, and I trimmed it off last night, and the sink was gray, so it's
Yeah.
time.
You're doing good, Mike.
Well, as much as I applaud you getting to retire, I'm gobsmacked. So is that for January or when are you?
The end of December, yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, the process again, I don't,
You can get me one of those glasses that says that. Thank you, that ends my report.
You know what to do? Thank you. That's why I wanted you to stay. Number 15, County Administrator Annual Review. We talked about this last month. A couple of board members have asked me, well, are you doing it or do we get to do it? So I kind of drug my feet waiting. Do I do it or do I let the board members contribute to it? I know Mike has his done. I have not done mine because I want this committee to tell me, do I do it or do we want the board to do it? Mr. Buckles.
Mr. Kinsley, Mr. Chairman, I don't believe that we need to go through with the county board, the process of the county administrator's annual review. I think just between the county board chair and the administrator, that should be just as far as that needs to go. Because you're going to get any complaints from anybody that's either good or bad. And if worse comes to worse and it needs to come to the county board, then you could do that. But I think just between the county board chairman and the administrators, all I think we need.
Ms. Hessen.
so I agree that it might seem like it's just an added task, but I think it helps show that we support the county administrator or that we're aware of any hiccups that might be happening. So it's not just for Mike, it would be for every county administrator. And so then you want to keep that in the file. So as far as a process goes, for the superintendent at the school, every board member fills out a sheet, hands it to the president compiles all of the information and then meets with the superintendent just to say, these are the areas we see that we'd like you to improve on, but then it's a document that goes in their file. And so if there's any, the board changes often, and every year there's either a new board member or not, but it just keeps with that consistency and it gives a clear definition of how the board feels. Because what if you get a bad board and then they say, we don't like that administrator? This is backup for the administrator to say, I've never had anything in my record to show that you should get rid of me. So I feel like it's more of an insurance and a duty that we're giving to the administrator to make sure that they have the confidence of the whole board. But they don't have to all meet with the administrator. It could be a form that is filled out and then given to you, and then you meet with the administrator. I mean, I think is that what you do with your leaders of your team, correct? When you review your team leads, right?
Well, but I'm the only one. Like I wouldn't have other department heads review department heads. It would just be me.
Right.
But at this level, this is my first job in a county, or first getting reviewed in a county. In a school, like you mentioned, it would typically be the whole board, but it's 5 to 7, so I don't know. You could do as Mr. Kinsley said, it could be the admin committee or it could be the board, the whole board. It doesn't really matter to me. I wouldn't, I always welcome more input than less, so it doesn't.
Right. So I feel that going forward, I mean, didn't know that you were going to retire so soon. But going forward, I think just having that annual review to make sure that, everybody's meeting everybody else's expectations, I think is helpful. I would think it would be helpful for any employee, especially an administrator.
Well, it is helpful, because the administrator now, if he gets evaluated, it makes it much easier for him to do the department heads. Mr. Righeimer, you got a comment?
Are you talking like a 360 review or something?
I'll show you.
Well, 360 generally includes employees and community members, so you get the whole spectrum.
And then-
Ms. Hessel was just mentioning the whole board.
But you don't have to meet with them, you just submit, a form that you fill out
Like a 360, but not.
and then hand it to the county administrator. At least then it's confidential. We didn't sign, or we did sign, but at least it's, they have that, they know what each board member, their expectations are also.
Either that, or, I mean,
Turn your mic on.
board member
As an issue, good or bad, I mean, I would take it to the chair. I
Yeah.
mean, if I don't have an issue, I'm not going to the chair or anything. I mean, isn't that kind of already what would be going on now?
But this is just, there's something.
Formalizing it?
formalized.
Yeah,
There's
because-
something in the file.
Let's say that you do go with him for complaints, but you're like, but this is never getting addressed. I'm not saying that that's what's happening, but it's just that insurance that it would, once a year, everything would get addressed. Good or bad, or just always positive is my hope, but
As an administrator, if somebody didn't like something I was doing, I'd hope it would,
yeah.
I'd be told
Right.
earlier than just once a year.
Marcia got an opinion?
I don't know, Rose, what do you think? That's the opinion I was kind of wondering about. She's HR. What would most counties do, I guess? Have you heard?
I agree that, I like the idea of the board members being able to submit on paper, for the reason that it can be a protector, but also it does give everybody a chance to be heard, And the whole board is your boss, not just one board member, so I think having people submit it on paper is a good idea.
Reviewed by the city.
I got shot down.
Welcome to my world, Ron.
No, I'm fine with whatever, my opinion.
Yeah. Do you have a sample form, or do
We
you?
have-
Oh, I can-
You have one, okay.
We have,
If you would have had plaid on, Ron, you would have gone, if you would have had plaid on, it would have gone your way.
Yeah, well, next time.
okay, let me ask you this. We as the committee, can I have Liz send out the form to all the board members? And then they can return them at the county board meeting Thursday to me? And then I can compile them shortly after that and get them.
I think that's a great idea.
That form that you have now, that was Tom Hoff's, that I sent to you guys now, that one, okay.
Then we have to make a motion to approve that.
Well, we can do that. Just, I want to make sure that that's okay
yeah.
with
Do you want a motion to approve the,
the whole board is going to fill out a form and return it.
I will make that motion.
And I'll second it.
So the motion is to have all the board members submit the form of evaluation of the administrator.
Yes.
And return them to the chair on this coming Thursday, a week from today.
Mike, are you going to do a press release on your retirement? I think Celia's right here, and she could interview you, and you could say what your favorite part of being a board administrator, or a county administrator is.
So
I'm more of a quiet behind the scenes guy.
we have a motion and a second on the floor. Motion by, I forgot.
Stacy.
Thank you. Motion by Ms. Hessel, second by Mr. Buckles. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of the motion?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you for helping me get through that step. All right. Anybody else have anything regarding that? We'll move forward. 16, Board Appointment Committee update. Anybody have anything they want to share? I will share that I've been trying to get hold of John Minto, our District 15 board member, and I communicated the other day with Dale Magnuson saying, do you know how to get a hold of this gentleman? And he said that he would talk to him and explain to him how important it is to get here. And I've heard nothing back.
and I hate to say this, but you won't.
So, for discussion only, how we want to handle this? I would like the gentleman to say, hey, I'm not interested in being the board, give me a letter of resignation or something. We can't make contact with him. Or should I could possibly communicate with the town of Winter, town chairman and town clerk, and say, what do you want to do with this situation?
He's a grown man and he knows his responsibilities. He took the oath. He was here for that meeting to take the oath. I think we just move forward with what's in our policy. It's as black and white as what's written in our policy that we just discussed and approved last month, I believe, of what happens when you don't show up to meetings. So I think that you're being very generous in trying to help him, but he knows when the meetings are. He knew the oath that he took. He swore to take that oath. And so if now we have to appoint somebody otherwise and let him go, then we have to let him go.
I just like to make something clean somewhere.
We can send the sheriff. He made a good point. We
Get
did.
him arrested. So, all right.
I think that from just my recent reading of that manual and working on that with Mr. Buckholz, I think what would probably, one way of doing it, so one choice was to have the chair speak with him. So if that doesn't work because there's no contact possible, then someone could make a motion from the floor or have it on the agenda to even to remove someone, and you would need I think it's a supermajority vote then. So someone would have to make a motion and second to remove that person and reappoint somebody in that position. I think that's Robert's rules for that, but you might want to look at that because that would be the next step if Mr. Kinsley can't reach him.
So do we put that on the August agenda and give him a warning, like a verbal warning?
Let's put on the August agenda, and that'll also give me at the same time, if we know he's not coming back, a chance to try to find somebody.
You
Which
want
is
me to
not,
help you with that?
yeah, the first person I'm gonna call is, I know, I'll tell you later. Okay. Future agenda items, finalized business, next meeting. Meeting adjourned. Thank you for your valuable time.